Okay, so for parabolas, you have two standard form of the equation. So we have x squared equals 4py or y squared equals 4px. And that's going to, again, depend on which way it opens. An x squared is going to open either up or it will open down. And for a y squared, it's either going to open left or it will open right, but only one of those. Again, a parabola has one focus point and it has a directrix line. So please make sure that that is an equation of a line. So either y equals or x equals. So first off, to find the focus in directrix, we have to find p. So if it's x squared equals 2y, then x squared equals 4py. So therefore, the x squareds are the same, the y's are the same. So therefore, 4p equals 2. Divide both sides by 4, and p equals 1/2. Now, since p is 1/2, and this is an x squared equals equation, we know that it is going to either open up or it's going to open down. So therefore, the axis of symmetry is going to be the y-axis, and we know that our focus point is going to be at 0, p. So it's going to be at 0, 1/2. That's going to be the focus. The directrix is going to be in the form of y equals, and then the opposite of p, which is -1/2. For number 2, again, y squared equals 4px. So therefore, the y squareds are the same, the x's are the same, and 4p equals 16. Divide both sides by 4, and p equals 4. So since p is equal to 4, and this is a y squared equals equation, then we know that our focus point is at 4, 0, and our directrix is in the form of x equals the opposite of p, which is -4. Finally, for the last one, we're going to say that 4p equals the coefficient of y, which is -1/4, which is basically +1/4. So therefore, to solve this, I divide both sides by 4. 1/4 divided by 4 will give you 1/16. So p is 1/16. Since this is an x squared equation, I know that my focus is at 0, 1/16. And I know that my line is going to be y equals the opposite of 1/16, which is -1/16. Alright, so now to write the standard form, I'm going to have to choose which one this is. So if my focus point is at 0, 1, that I know then that p is equal to 1. Now, 0, 1 is along the y-axis, so therefore I know that since it's along the y-axis, that it's going to be an x squared equation. So x squared equals 4 times 1 times y, and then 4 times 1 is 4, so therefore x squared equals 4y, and that's my standard form. Here p equals -0.5, so therefore again -0.5, 0 is along the x-axis, so therefore this is going to be a y squared equation, so y equals 4 times -0.5 times x, and now I simplify and get y squared equals -2x. -20 means that p equals -2, and again this is along the x-axis, so therefore since it is along the x-axis, I know that this is a y squared equals equation. So y squared equals 4 times -2 times x, so y squared equals -8x. And for my last one, again, p equals 0.25, so therefore my equation, since this is 0, 0.25, that is along the y-axis, so therefore this is an x squared equals equation, so x squared equals 4 times 0.25 times y, and I then simplify and get that x squared equals 1y, or just x squared equals y. Alright. Moving down, if I want to graph the parabola, I have to identify the focus and directrix. So of this equation, I first have to identify and find p. So therefore 4p equals 8. Divide both sides by 4, and p equals 2. So if p is 2, I know that since this is an x squared equation, that my focus is going to be on the y-axis, and therefore it will be 0, 2. My directrix is going to be in the form of y equals the opposite of p, so y equals -2. So this is going to look like a focus point here, a line for my directrix here, and then my parabola is going to look like this. Okay. This one again, 4p equals -5. Divide both sides by 4, and p is going to equal -5/4. And again, since this is a y-squared equation, I know it's going to go left and, it's either going to go left or right. The negative tells me it's going to go left, so my vertex is always here. Since it's going to go left like this, I know that my focus point is going to be here, and my directrix is going to be here. So that is the point -5/4, comma 0. And my directrix is an x equals equation since it's a vertical line. And x equals +5/4, the opposite of negative. Okay? Go ahead and look at the next video for ellipses.